Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to see phrase and class. Phrase. What is meant by phrase? Phrase is not a full sentence. It can have subject, verb, or neither subject nor verb. It not have a complete thought, but it gives meaning. There is no subject plus verb combination in phrase. Here it is an example. Near my home. It gives meaning, but there is no subject and verb combination in this sentence. Class. What is meant by class? Class has a subject and it has a verb. It can express a complete thought. It can express a complete thought and it has subject verb combination. Phrase. There is no subject verb combination in phrase, but in class there is a subject verb combination in class. Here it is an example for class. Bhavisha won the singing competition. In this sentence, Bhavisha is subject, won the singing is a verb. Here subject verb combination in the sentence and it can express a complete thought. But in phrase, there is no subject-verb combination. Types of phrases and types of classes. Phrases. There are 5 types of phrases. Noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase. Classes. There is 2 types of classes. Independent classes or main class, and another one is dependent class. Phrase. What are those different types of phrases? Here it is then 10 example of phrases, but it has its own types. First example, my 2 wonderful dogs. It doesn't have a subject verb combination. In all the sentence there is no subject and verb combination. So only it's called phrase. My 2 wonderful dogs. The tallest building in the world. Here dogs and building. Those 2 are nouns, so this phrase is called noun phrase. Next example, couldn't go, will be working. In these 2 sentences, couldn't go and will be working, it comes under verb phrase. Third type, very friendly, afraid of the dog. In these 2 sentences, friendly and afraid both are adjective, so it comes under adjective phrase. Next example, really fast, much quicker. Fast, quicker, those 2 comes under adverb, so it's the type of adverb phrase. And final one is prepositional phrase. Near the post office on the 31st March. These are the types and examples of phrase. Next one is class. We already saw 2 types of classes, independent class and dependent class. Independent class express a complete thought and it can stand by itself as a sentence. Here it is an example. You have to finish your vegetables. You have to finish your vegetables. It can stand alone and gives complete meaning. The second type is dependent class. Dependent class does not express a complete thought and it cannot stand by itself as a sentence. It wanna support, so only it's called dependent, depending something. Here it is an example. Before you can eat dessert. Before you can eat dessert, it gives a meaning and it expresses thoughts, but it does not express a complete thought and it cannot stand by itself, because before you can eat dessert, it's not a complete sentence. Okay, here is an example for independent and dependent class. You have to finish your vegetables before you can eat dessert. You have to finish your vegetables is independent class. Before you can eat dessert is dependent class. The second part of the sentence is depending the first part. So only it's called dependent class. Next example. If the interview goes well, next Thursday will be my first day at my new job. The first part is dependent class and second part is independent class. How to connect independent and dependent classes? We can connect through subordinating conjunction or relative pronouns. Here it is an example for subordinating conjunctions: if, because, before, after, although, once, and so on. And relative pronoun where, when, whenever, wherever. These are all the examples of relative pronoun. That's how we connect dependent and independent classes. Here is an 10 examples of phrase and class. Now we all going to find it out. The first sentence, in the garden. Yeah, it's a phrase, prepositional phrase, in. Second one, while Charlie was reading the newspaper. Yeah, it's a class, dependent class. It depending something, it start with while. Third one, Dorothy works at a restaurant. It's also a class, but it's a independent class. Fourth one, the big green box. Yeah, right. That's a phrase, but noun phrase. Fifth one, we don't live in Dallas anymore. It's a class, independent class. Next one, extremely hungry right now. Extremely hungry right now. Yeah, that's a phrase, adjective phrase. Next example, had been waiting. Yeah, that's also a phrase, but verb phrase. If you see Raj tomorrow, yeah, it's a class and it's a dependent class. It's depending. Next one, slow and steadily. Phrase, adverb phrase. The last one is, whenever I play a video game, it reminds me of my childhood. Whenever I play a video game, it reminds me of my childhood. Yeah, it's a class and it has a dependent and independent. The first half of the sentence is dependent class and the second half of the sentence is independent class. I hope you understand this video. If you have any doubt, please comment it below. Thank you all.